what niggas really do. We get hungry, horny dog, and call a girl for booty do. I'm just to speak the truth for the fucking.
Welcome all. You are in the man cave with the fellas. We got a special show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about financial literacy in our community, as well as a host of other things. Credit. We also want to talk to some special guests that we have in the studio today. We're going to talk to them about some second streams of income, things that you may be able to adopt in your life to try to help you out as you embark in change and evolution into this new system and wave of politics that we have going on in the country. I want to say what's up to my man Shug over here.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, Shug?
In here, they about to give us some information. Like, I can't wait for them to spill all the tea they got over there.
Yeah,
give us the information. We need that.
Yeah. Hey Shug, what do you do for a living?
I'm a senior accountant in the hospitality industry.
Okay, so you handle financially big contracts and things of that nature, right?
I more so just look at the books and tell you what had happened was. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
We just record everything that any company, any type of individual, anything that you do financially that hits the records, we just record it and tell you this is what happened, let's say for the month of March, or this is what's happening for the month of
Streams of income, things that you
numbers.
Yep, numbers.
Ain't nothing wrong.
I'm the
with
numbers man.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, well, we want to go ahead and introduce our special guest this evening.
Yes.
We have Chase sitting over here. Chase West. How you doing, Miss West?
I am fantabulous this evening.
That's what's up. Glad to have you here with us.
Glad to be here.
That's what I'm talking about. How was your ride?
Far. It's
Right.
like 3 hours from Little Elm.
Oh man,
Texas.
it ain't that far. It wasn't
Like 3 hours. Cows and
right.
passing everything to get here. But I'm happy to be here.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
welcome.
We're glad to have you here, man. Definitely. I know you have a lot of things that you can touch on in the subject of financial literacy, the things that we can bring into our community to help each other get a little better, help us all. We're all at a place in life sometimes where things aren't going well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. I'm sure most of you guys have been there at certain times.
I'm
in your
there
life.
right now.
Right.
Keep it real.
Right. Yeah, but what we're trying to do is we're just trying to pass on some information to some other people who may be able to benefit them. But let me introduce your partner in crime.
Hey.
Your partner in crime, Miss Britt.
How you doing?
How are you this evening?
I'm well, thank you.
Yo, it smells good in here, shit.
It does, man.
We got that joy.
What is that?
We got that joy. We got them essential
What is
oils.
that?
What
We
is
got
it?
those essential oils.
What is it?
So essential oils are essentially, they're completely natural. They're distilled from natural plants, and they have a lot of medicinal benefits as well as just uplifting, aromatherapy, therapeutic. And so I have a whole conglomerate right here of oils, and I use them on my skin. I use them internally for different illnesses and things like that. And I just use them to diffuse in my house to keep it smelling fresh. And
So which one are we smelling now? Because I like that.
right now we got the Joy. This is actually my favorite. I wear this as perfume. So I'm on this whole
That's why I
journey
feel
of being
so good.
more holistic, right?
Show one of those.
Yeah, there you go. And then I also got a mix of grapefruit. So this is naturally derived from the grapefruit plant. You can smell that. And then Ballard. This is actually a hit for the fellas because it's very masculine and it has some tunes of fruit. And then it's like I said, it's very.
So I should get this for my man.
Yeah, this sounds like a more fluorescent.
We're gonna get.
Yes.
We're gonna definitely get more
Get
into
them
this later.
fresh. Get them fresh.
This is nice. Okay, that's cool. I really like the one you got burning in the back. We got to show that diffuser a little later on too.
Right?
Okay, so hey, let me ask you a question,
And
Shug.
I also got a mix of grapefruit.
Is there anything in your industry that that maybe normal everyday people aren't applying to their life that maybe you can give us a little insight on?
I can give you one that maybe the public might know about.
What's that?
Let's look at the Lil Wayne situation with Birdman, where he was owed $50 million for a certain period of years. Like, if you have an accountant that you're speaking to once a month that is telling you this is how your expenses are looking, this is how your income is looking, and this is how your bottom line is looking, it shouldn't rack up to over $50 million. So that's something that you should just be taking a look in, even if you're not on that big level. But let's say you get a monthly bank statement from your bank, you just analyze where your expenses are going. You know, and you just see like, okay, I'm spending too much money on this, I'm spending too much money on this, but tomorrow I want to be somewhere else. That's where the financial thing comes in.
Right.
My job is only to tell you like, hey, this is what you did. I don't know have anything else to do with it beyond that besides putting a report together. But in terms of that, I think that everyone should be taking a look at their financial statements and not just taking them and just like, okay, this is what happened and just moving on with their life.
Yeah, I see with most successful people, it's a discipline thing.
It is.
Is what I'm seeing. You know, and I got a lot of work to do myself. But you know, most people that I can look at and aspire to be, I see a lot of discipline in them. I know I see a lot of discipline in you ladies each time we talk about financial goals and things you guys are doing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, you know, what you're doing?
Well, first I had a question for you. So
ma'am.
is the issue that people are not doing it on a consistent basis or have an accountant? Because one of the things
I see
with like all the
most
different businesses, I try to wear all the hats and do everything and thinking I can keep up with all the finances, but I'm learning that I need to have an accountant to play that monthly fee.
You definitely do, because it's like, okay, if you own your own business, like that's like a huge accomplishment. So I just want to give you that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a huge accomplishment. But part of the business is your accountancy. Like, how are you holding accountability for certain things? Like, I've worked with people before and tried to tell them, like, hey, one of the biggest things that you really need to understand is what your expenses truly are. And if you're just taking your statement and you're just looking at your statement, like, okay, I spent this, I put this in there. Are you really understanding, like, if you spend a certain amount of money on gasoline, just for say, are you using that gasoline just strictly to take care of business, or are you doing other things with that? So it's just like you have to, there's programs that's out there. QuickBooks is a really good one that's out there. They also help you do your taxes. But it does take someone with some financial literacy that probably can step up to you and say, hey, listen, like, this is how you're doing well, but this is how you can do better.
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you think that finding a financial mentor is something that people could honestly will want to take a look at when they have, you know, issues financially?
Absolutely. Like, there's nothing wrong with bringing in people that knows specific things more than what you do, especially when it comes down to your business side. But it also has to be people that you trust as well, that has a positive reputation out there in the community, right?
Okay. Well, Chase, I heard you. I know you were saying the other day, I saw your Facebook Live where you was talking about don't take money advice from broke people, which I understand. And you mentioned in there that you had some people that were, you know, that you could look at. And I'd like to hear more about your story and how you got to where you're at now.
Okay, so first let me just say that was interesting, not taking advice from broke people.
It was really good. It was.
Yeah.
Because you know
I
what?
liked it.
You mentioned that finding a mentor, and most of the time our mentors are people from our past, like our grandparents, our parents.
Yeah.
But how can they teach us to make millions or to make thousands if they've never done that?
Right.
So we look to them, we trust them, but you know, my grandmother never made more than $3,000 a month.
Right.
So she can't show me how to make more than $3,000 a month.
Right.
So I think we should go back to the basics. Don't take advice from broke people, right?
What you said the other day, we're the first generation of millionaires, right?
Hello, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm with
We're
it.
gonna break that down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's,
And it's okay to have, you know, like I told people, it's okay to have a JOB. I had a JOB.
Right.
But everybody know what JOB really stands for, right?
what does it stand for? I don't-
Just over broke.
Yeah.
Hello, right?
Amen.
Keep you right, it keeps you
Amen.
right where they want you to
Amen to
be.
that.
So my grandmother says, hey, you gotta go get a job, get a good education, go get a job, you can have everything you want. Biggest lie in the world. Biggest lie ever told, right? And I was like, no, I can't. So I had a JOB, I started in corporate America. I'm an HR professional. I love human resources. It's training, it's recruiting, it's all those things. Right? I love that. Right, I'm needed. Exactly. Job security. Maybe.
Right.
But not really. There's no such thing as job security. No such thing. And so when I finally learned that, I said, you know what, let me get something else. Let me get something else going on, because I saw my grandmother, my mentor, sometimes Robert Peter to pay Paul and Sally and Jesse and all them people.
Habit change.
Right? So I needed to get something else.
So how did you transition from a place of working your job to having a secondary income, that you could build on?
Because I quickly found out that being a human resources professional, I'm sitting across the room from people that we're constantly letting go.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna retire you early. Let me help right size. So I just started looking for something else. I needed something I can do. And I just looking for something I can help people have fun and make money. We pray that prayer. Lord, I want to have fun, help people, and make money.
And what is that exactly?
Right, I want to do those three things.
Yeah, so what is that exactly? Because the way, I think the way that we were kind of taught was kind of the wrong way, per se. Like, we were all taught to go to school, get education, and go work for someone.
Yeah.
But that's just like, really just a bare minimum of it.
I mean, that's what the education system did. Before, schools were more motivated by a trade. They had mechanic, wood shop, barbering, things like that. What they did is they essentially took them out of the schools because it essentially gave you a skill.
Right.
It gave you a skill that you didn't need further education for. It gave you a skill that you could go out here and apply into the country and actually build your own network or your own dream.
Right.
You could take that barber and nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take that wood shop from you. You know what I'm saying? So what they essentially did is just scaled that back, took those out of schools. Yeah, and I was just about to ask y'all that. Just from your point of view, do you believe that the American dream is no longer the same dream that they sell us on? Just a question.
I mean, isn't American dream really about entrepreneurship? Like, wasn't the whole idea of escaping Britain and coming over here and setting up something so that you can do something for yourself?
But it's hard to start a bakery when Walmart sells all the bread you got. It's hard to start a toy store nowadays when you can go and get it from Google or Amazon. Like, what's going to happen to all the entrepreneurship once, this industry of the internet and automated intelligence kind of wipes those things out? Where do we go from here?
Well, I think you got to use it for your benefit, right? So I think, going back to what you were saying originally, times have changed, you know what I'm saying? So technology is essentially a gift and a curse because it is taking away jobs. But I think if you are smart and if you're able to adapt, then you can utilize that to your business. No one can replace humans and that customer service, that people interaction. And I think it's all about having a point of difference. Like, we can all, first of all, I think that we can all get it. It's enough for everybody.
Definitely.
But at the same time, it's like, how do you do it differently than I do? Somebody might be able to take my personality in business, and then other people might not. So there's different roles for everybody.
Yeah.
Stay up on the mic. I just want to make sure we can hear what you're saying.
Keep me in line, brother.
Yeah.
Because you don't have your headphones on, so you can't hear yourself. It's okay. I had to just
You can't ruin our style.
give her a hard time.
Get the headphones
Okay,
out.
so listen, and I don't want to interject on what you were saying. So, okay, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish, man. Go ahead. I'm not even trying to.
No, but I mean,
Right. It's a man.
Don't do that. Let me act right, because this is the man cave. We got invited in. We don't
Right.
But let's go back to that. Like they were saying back in the day, our mentors taught us that the women, we speak when we're spoken to. We do what we gotta do. Not now. It's new. We're taking over.
Up in here, y'all gonna fall in line. Y'all gonna fall in line up in here today. You gonna learn today. It's like,
No, we respect women.
It's all love.
Okay.
Hey, but no, seriously. So, Brittany, I wanted to ask you about your time. You went from a place of, and I know you still work. So, why don't you just tell us about your main?
First of all, I was gonna say, entrepreneurship is hard, right? So everybody's like, quit your job, corporate America this. I have a corporate job. I love my corporate job. I love what I do.
What do you do?
So I work for Wella. I'm a sales consultant. So I consult. I supply.
What's Wella?
Wella is one of the best hair colors in the planet. So I work with high prime, high dollar salons in the DFW area, and I essentially consult with them. But
Can I just say real quick though, I'm so happy that you love your job.
Yeah.
Because I'm
It
not
ain't
down
for
at
everybody,
job.
right.
I'm up on opportunities.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm happy that you love your job, but just remember.
Yes.
That
Absolutely.
a job will keep you from being broke, but it also keep you
Absolutely.
from being wealthy.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
And
But
I totally
Okay.
agree with that. And I will say honestly, I am so blessed and spoiled because
You are.
the role that I have, I got a company car, I have flexibility. Like I'm blessed. It's been 10 years, but I will say that you gotta have more. And where I'm trying to go and build a legacy and build wealth for my children and my family. And I want Brittany Gilbert, I want people to know her from generations. So what I'm doing is beyond just me.
Right.
So
I
for
wanna
me,
get
it's
into
having-
that.
Okay, so
I want to get into that.
Let me ask
Go
you,
ahead,
Brittany.
Shug.
So let's say like some people might think like starting a business is really expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can people do who are living like on a moderate type of income?
It's pretty camera view.
hey, you got all this high prom technology shit.
I know, right? I'm like, oh.
Right.
Okay,
I want to see that droid. Nah, seriously.
Go for it. He was asking a question.
Go ahead. Answer it.
He didn't finish.
Oh, you.
Yeah, that's how I was asking. So
you said it takes a lot of
basically,
money.
yeah. So people that might be listening or watching the show, right? They might think that starting a business, it costs a lot of money to start a business. Like, do you think that there's levels to reach a certain goal, like what you're trying to do? Like,
Absolutely. I mean, there's different things. There are different things out there. I will say one thing I've learned is credit is king.
Yes.
And so I am
Lord
learning.
God.
I've gone to like many seminars, and I'm learning to use other people's money. I started a trucking company on other people's money, and so I definitely will say credit is king. But like you said, there's levels, and I'm sure Chase can share some things too. But some businesses start $99. Some businesses you don't even have to, have money to start. And the other thing is like manifestation is so real.
Real.
The secret.
I think,
The secret, y'all.
Anything you want, I feel like you should at least put it out there. I was talking to one of my friends today, and she's like, I want to do this. I'm like, yo, just write it down, start there, and God,
And
the
visualize.
universe will bring people that'll be like, oh, I want to do the same thing, and they'll finance the same,
Right.
the whole dream. So there's nothing that can stop you. I don't think money is ever an option. I mean, I got a check in the mail today for $200. I was like, hey, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, money should never really be an option.
So, Brett, let me ask you a question.
Hey, we're chasing.
Yeah, let me say something real quick.
Go ahead,
I
Chase. Go
think
ahead.
sometimes
Go ahead.
you gotta come down. You gotta bring it all the way. Like I said, back to the basics.
Right.
Yes, credit is important. Money is important. But anybody can have a business.
Right.
So we don't want to discourage people who
Right.
don't have their credit together, who don't have the money. Write down what you do. Right. Y'all heard the story of Steve Harvey and how his barber, he was paying $1,500 for a haircut 10 years later. Now he owns like a plethora of shops
Right.
from a $10 haircut 20 years ago. So
Hey.
write down what you're
can do
good
it.
at and you start from there. But you can start a business with any amount of money.
Yep.
As long as you have the want, you can do it.
Yeah,
I'm
nowadays.
talking about legal businesses. Don't be out
Nowadays, getting on the internet sometimes
Yeah.
can be your business. Just like this podcast, things like this can, ultimately transform into a revenue generating source.
Do it, boy. Do it, boy.
So anyway, so look, hold up, Brittany. Now listen, seriously, you have a mainstream,
Right.
and this is what I really want to get out here to the people listening. Is we want you guys to understand that you're going to need more than one stream of revenue in life, point blank, period.
Absolutely.
So regardless of whatever you're doing, you have to figure out a way to get that second and that third. And this is what I got you ladies here today, because I know you guys have opportunities. You have things that are making real money.
Real coin.
So, Brittany,
Can we just acknowledge how you got special effects at the Man Cave? Because there was one black fella sitting right there, and now there's another one.
let me introduce my man, Big Joe.
What's up, people?
What up, Joe?
What's up, people?
Hey, Joe, make sure you up on that mic a little bit.
Okay.
I want to make sure we hear you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I know you don't have a problem with projection.
You know that's
Beautiful face in the front.
I know you ain't got no problem with projection, but we want to make sure we can hear you. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing
All right, right. So you've been sitting here, you know exactly what we're talking about
Yeah.
with financial literacy. We're trying to help people to create a better financial health
Right.
for themselves. You know, you got anything you want to add into it?
Actually, I do. So, as Chase was speaking to, take it back to the basics, right?
So I was having a conversation with a young man last week, and he's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, right? So I said, well, you know, what's your business plan? Like, what do you want?
Right.
Well, he didn't really know. And I think that's where initially people go wrong, right? Because I think every person that aspires to do something on their own, an entrepreneur, they need to be their own first business.
Right.
When you talk about starting a business, running a company, being in charge of finances, you need to know your numbers.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to open that statement, look at the money that you make, understand your income, understand what goes out, because you don't control the money by what comes in.
Right.
That's
You
a key
control it by
word.
what goes out.
Absolutely.
That's a key
'Cause
word.
It doesn't matter how much money you make. If the gates are wide open, there's no way you can even begin to have a savings, right? So you need to know your numbers, and always you are your first business. So
Right.
you handle yourself as a business.
You made a good point that I just want to elaborate on. You said afraid, you know, and I think that is something that a lot of us in our community are guilty of just being afraid to look at that mail.
Oh yeah.
To open that mail up
Absolutely.
and see that bill. It's a fear. And we have to listen. And I think I talked to you about this earlier. I heard the greatest quote in the world. I think it almost changed my life. You know, that we all have to figure out a way to defeat the bitch in us. Because we all got some bitch in us. And we got to figure out a way to beat that nigga down and be strong. I'm serious. And so I just wanted to point that out, that I think that was a good choice of words to say.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
I mean, because like, seriously, I mean, we've all been at that level, man. And when you get those statements, and you're like, man, they don't need me looking at this.
let me ask you a question.
Trash, like, because I'm looking at how much money I don't have. I already know how much money I don't have, and you don't want to look at it. But really, you have to face that monster.
You got to.
You
Right.
to understand
You
and
got
realize
to.
where you
So
are
let me
to
ask you a
change.
question. You were in the military, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you being in the military, they gave you guys lots of financial literacy to start, correct? I believe in boot camp, you even go through checks and balances with your checkbooks and things. They did that kind of stuff for you guys in the military, correct?
On a real basic level. I mean, they gave us like bare minimum stuff. Like they basically shaved our heads and tried to reprogram all of us, right? So they give you a little book with coupons in it to teach you how to spend your money. They give you a toothbrush and toothpaste, and they show you how to brush your teeth all over again. Right. So it's on a real rudimentary level.
Okay.
So, but those mentors that you guys were talking about,
Right.
Those help.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where did you get a lot of your financial literacy from yourself? Because I mean, you're good with money. You know, I know you personally. So
Hard knocks, man.
I understand. Yeah,
Hard
Right.
knocks. It's really hard knocks.
So how did you come back up after, you know, a fall in your life?
I've become the master of reinventing myself, man. So
Okay.
I feel like, you know, if you don't take a chance, you know, it's just
Scared money don't make no money.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I've had many investments that have failed. I used to deal in the stock market a little bit. I lost money there. My brother and I, we had a general contracting company. When the real estate market crashed, we lost money there.
Yeah, that was 2008, 2009,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, so, but-
big crisis.
And today
Yeah.
you still popping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Can I
a struggle.
brag on yourself a little bit?
I don't got it right now.
So
Start
Chase,
starting this business.
what exactly is the Black Diamond project?
Ooh.
Yeah, he get all
Shout out of
up in
nowhere.
your business.
Shout out of nowhere.
I'm a petty
He is
dude.
really petty.
Shout out of nowhere.
I should be with 50
It's not
Cent and the rest of them. I'm
motivational.
petty.
The Black Diamond Project. People want to know what is the Black Diamond Project.
Hey, we got to spell it here in the man cave
What
and
is
it's going to come
a
out.
diamond? How is a diamond made?
It's made out of
pressure.
cold
Pressure.
pressure.
You gotta put pressure on it.
Yeah.
Say that.
The Black Diamond Project are people coming out that have been through a lot of pressure, a lot of storm, a lot of agony, a lot of fear. Baby, we coming out. The Black Diamond Project.
Okay.
To be continued.
Am I a part of this?
I don't know.
I'm in the group.
I'm in the group.
Yeah, I'm in the group.
You better take your spot.
See, I'm feeling kind of left out here, but it's okay.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna be back here in the man cave, and we're gonna talk more about the Black Diamond Project.
Okay.
Release
I just
to
wanted
be
to put you out there
continued.
real quick. You know, I gotta try to take credit for the first one to spill the beans. You know. Okay, so let's get back to the secondary income.
Okay.
I want to go to you, Brittany. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was saying, Brittany. But Brittany, I want to go back to you, right? Okay, so you have the oils that we were smelling. Would you mind grabbing your diffuser? Let me get it for you.
You got it? Oh, okay. So
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
yeah, so
Because that smells absolutely
I'm gonna take it.
just
I'm gonna take a little
beautiful.
So the products that I use and sell are Young Living, and for me, I have to be a believer in the products before I use it, or before I even promote it or share it, or give that information to anybody. So I've actually been using Young Living oils prior to mentioning it, posting it, sharing it for 2 years. And for me, like I said earlier, my journey is to be more holistic. Like I'm kind of a young hippie. And so I call myself a wannabe naturalista on Instagram because first of all, I ain't always got it right. I be trying to cook vegan, I be trying to cook all healthy, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we gotta have a secondary meal. We might have to go to K's afterwards. But for me,
Yeah, because you smashed mad fish this weekend.
Didn't
Like
she?
fried
Oh my
fish, like
goodness. She was crushing that
potato
fish.
salad.
listen, I mean, I will give you your props.
Joe, that fish was
You
good.
can throw it out. So when you putting that
Appreciate
good
that.
food out there like that,
Yeah, right. We gotta eat it, bro. You had it. That
I think
joint
I'm
was
eating
good,
the
Slim.
fish like Skittles. Like
Yeah, the fish was off the chain. I ain't
So
gonna
we
lie
help Joe
about
start a
that.
business. So
Yes,
let me know if you want to get this place. They're $10.99.
So hold up,
I'm sure I'm
we
sure
losing,
about that.
we
Sorry,
losing
go,
our
go, go.
place. We
Okay,
losing
okay.
our place. Hold on.
So anyway,
Listen, hold on
okay.
real quick. You
Okay.
losing our place. Okay, so you got the Young Living. These are the essential oils that you make money from. That's a
Yes.
stream of income for you,
Which I
correct?
sold a new kit on the way here. Hey.
High five to it.
Thank
So
you, thank
also tell people about this Turo thing. A lot of people don't know
Yes.
what it is, and you are absolutely killing it with it. And
So
I'd like you to explain it
Yeah.
to
So
people.
have you heard of Airbnb?
Yeah.
Okay, so Airbnb Turo is Turo, and it is essentially Airbnb for cars.
Right.
So I have a second car, a 2017 Malibu. So if you want to rent it out, hit me up. But I use the Turo app. It's a complete platform. Like I literally just have to exchange the keys on the car, keep the car clean, keep it going. And I actually just got boosted to a elite renter. So I've had 40 trips. And last year I made over $6,000. And again, this is something that I don't have to do anything.
Damn it, Jim.
It's just like,
Six G's.
6 G's. So, and I mean, it was a car that
So how many times have you had to pay your own car note on that
I
car?
have not.
What?
And I got a couple dollars in the
So
bank
so
account.
you mean essentially people could go out, buy a small car or something, put it on Turo, build their credit with it, and make money?
And make money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And I
that's
mean,
a stream of income.
It's a stream of income, and like I said, like for me, it's just exchanging keys. I mean, there's been, I ain't gonna tell all my secrets, but I ain't gonna tell them all. You know what I'm saying? But for me, and that was a scary thing for me because I've never had a car note. Like I said, I've been working my job 10 years, fresh out of college. I've always had a corporate company car. I had my first little car in college. So for me, going out and getting, a car, having that liability, because it was also a liability prior to being an asset. It was really scary. So I was like, okay, do I do this? Let me count the cost. I think you also have to make calculated decisions,
Right.
And take the risk. And I did it, and it's been really, really successful.
Okay,
So.
that's good. That's a stream of income for
Yeah.
you. Then you have the
Then I have my
The
essential
essential
oils,
oils.
which I love. And like I said, I'm on this journey of being like more holistic. I mean, I could create a combination for allergies. For like my
Right.
son had RSV when he was 8 weeks. They told me he was going to end up in the hospital. I oiled him down. He was eucalyptus. He had thieves on him every
that
day.
worked?
And it worked. Yeah,
Beautiful.
we never went to the hospital. So
Okay.
and for me, it's just doing something that I really believe in and I'm really passionate about. So
Okay. Well, you got one more
got
stream that we're gonna talk about it.
Yes.
But I'm gonna head to Chase real quick.
Yes.
And Chase, I wanted to talk to you about your secondary. Well, actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your used to be
She ain't got no
secondary stream. Used to be a secondary stream. Now it's your main stream and it's doing it. Please tell us about it.
Well, I'm gonna start by saying this. Warren Buffett said, if you want to make decent money, offer something that people need, like life and insurance. But if you want to make billions, offer a want, like hair and coffee.
Hey.
So,
She got keys. Hey.
so I sell weight loss coffee.
Do you have some? I mean, I had
You
some.
had some.
Yeah, but my cup is empty,
That's okay.
so I
Right,
forgot
so,
what it tastes
yeah.
like.
So it's really good weight loss coffee. I have weight
more.
loss coffee, tea, and weight loss water.
What is the company called?
The company is called Paper Chase.
Paper chase.
That's what it's
She's
called.
a
what's up.
chaser.
So good giving me weight loss coffee. But yeah, I've been doing it for 9 months. Initially, I told you guys I prayed for something I can help people have fun and make money, right? I've been on a free trip to Cabo.
Hey.
They pay my 2019 GLC Mercedes coupe note every month.
Right. I see it out there too.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Where you at though?
And I mean, in 7 months, I made about $50,000 working part-time.
Hold on. Time out.
You know why?
No. You're not just going to skip over that. You're not just going
threw that
to
in
jump
there.
over that like it ain't nothing. Tell us more about that. In 7 months, you made $50,000.
Working part-time.
Can you explain and then please give us some kind of information where we need to go sign up? People out there, this could be your legit opportunity to start a second stream of income. She is living proof. I know this woman personally. She ain't lying about this. You are both of them. You know,
It's about
and
finding something that includes people.
Right.
There are more people in the world than anything. So I look for something that involved people, and I look for something that was a habit. I don't have to wake coffee drinkers up and say, hey, go drink your coffee. Think about all the companies that switched to coffee,
Right.
McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, right? Starbucks made it okay to sell it for $8 a cup. They're on every corner. So I do the volume of a Starbucks from home every month.
and how fast
The
can
coffee
you
tastes
have
better.
somebody working?
Might
The
I
coffee
say
is
that?
good.
It's better.
How fast can you get somebody working?
Fast. Just all you gotta do is it's paper chase. Go to Facebook, you can find me, just search paper chase. I'll tell you how to get going, what to do, because unlike Brittany, like she wants to believe in her products, that's great, products are important, but I needed something else besides that JOB.
Right.
Fast. So people and coffee
Right.
and weight loss. How many women you want to lose weight to get healthier?
It's an
Everybody,
everyday
all
journey,
of them,
right?
all of them.
And this is a
So I
honest
found
way.
something that wasn't
That's
a
crazy.
fad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
that's
absolutely
crazy.
has changed my life. It's amazing.
Do you know of any other things that we can pass out there to the people that may be of interest that you know for sure? We don't want to pass out anything that's some bullshit. Like, I don't sign up for bullshit. I've had plenty of people tell me, oh yeah, sign up under me over there. I'm the type of person, I'll be like, show me a check. If you can't show me a check,
So let
then
me tell
I
you
ain't
what they
signing
say.
up.
Let me tell you what they say in the industry. You can't because I am very abnormal. You can't show your check to people to get them in.
Right,
But
right.
if you're on my team,
She work
you
hard
can see my check.
too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Work
So
so
that's
hard.
how I do it. You gotta believe in yourself first, and I believe in my check. So then once you're on the team, I can show you. But I like people to taste the product. You know, I want to get to know because I don't want everybody on the team. So I kind of want to get to know you first, and so I do it that way.
Okay.
That's better.
How about you, Joe? You got any thoughts and ideas of second streams of income that people out here that can do easily? Something that can actually put hard money in hardworking people's pocket to help them out?
Well, for me, you guys know I do my cooking, and
Yeah.
you know I'm one of the last people on earth that does not participate in social media. Right?
Right.
I've never had a Facebook. I've never had a MySpace, Twitter, any of that. Right?
Right.
So for me, it was always about the passion that I had. Right? Because a lot of people want to look at, I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to make money. But in order to sustain that drive and that ability to move forward and to grind it out, because sometimes you have those low spots sometimes.
Right,
So
yeah,
business is
definitely.
slow, right?
Shit.
You know, and so it has to be a passion in you to push through those times, right? So for me, it's always my business. I grow organically in this clientele, right? I don't do any posting or anything like that.
Right.
I let you guys be my audience, right?
Right.
And for me, I don't let anyone push me faster than I'm ready to go,
Right.
because my business is based off of my efforts. And sometimes just because you have a good idea doesn't make it an awesome business.
Right.
Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it 100, right? You know, because a lot of businesses fail.
Right.
You know, and in
Lots
order
of-
to keep
a
you
lot of
in
good
it,
ones.
Yeah.
A lot of good
in
ones
order to keep
fail.
you in it, you have to be passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
I can look at Chase and tell that she's passionate
She's so
about what she
passionate.
does.
Right.
Brittany, she's passionate about what she does, man. So for me, cooking is that.
And
you're
I'm
really,
gonna tell,
really, really good.
yeah, I tell all y'all out here,
Yes.
that motherfucker can cook,
Lord,
Slim,
don't even get us
like on some real shit.
Don't get us
Like I need
Absolutely.
for real, like on some real
It
shit.
ain't-
This
it ain't
nigga gets down.
I'm not bringing a dish. Like if we have something and Joe,
Right.
there's no point in me. But like I'm
Or
not.
remember what we said, it's going back to what you love to do.
Yeah, right.
What
What-
you're
what's your
good at,
catering
right?
company
So
called?
So it's smoke ring catering.
Okay, so people can actually. And what kind of food do you specialize in?
I do everything, man.
Right.
If you want it, I'll make it.
Right, but
So-
you specialize in your New Orleans cuisine, correct? I thought it was.
No, I mean not necessarily, man.
Right.
I can do it. I can do anything from, which is Chase's favorite, lamb chops. You
Right,
know,
yeah, them lamb chops are delicious.
wood grill, right? Lobster macaroni. Or we can go all the way to oxtails. You know, I can do oxtails, macaroni and cheese, dirty rice. I do it all, man. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, your food was in a couple of establishments out here in DC, so people will probably. I mean, I'm sorry, not
Not in DC,
Yeah,
Dave.
Dallas.
You're not in
so-
DC
Dallas.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Click your heels on.
My fault. Yeah, I need to come home. It was that coffee, man. That shit got CBD oil in it or something.
I got some energy and focus coffee too if you need energy and focus.
Yeah, I need something right now,
Okay,
but
for ADHD, if you have ADHD.
But yeah, I know your food was in a couple establishments out here, so some people may have tasted it. But if they ever need to get in contact with you, it's Smoke Ring. You know what I'm saying? You can always comment to the show if you guys want to get something.
Yeah, just hit Dave up at the man cave.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Ring called me,
Man
I'm
cave,
placing
baby.
orders, taking them all day. So
Okay.
I'm in charge of the books.
All right. So
Fifth stream of income.
all right, so we're gonna pile up the last 30 minutes of the show. So I want to put a couple of things out there, like Mass Mutual. That's Massachusetts Mutual Life Company. They took an in-depth look at Black African finances, and the subject of study was just to understand the landscape of financial security in our households, right? So what they came up with was basically half of Black America has less than 3 months of emergency expenses saved up. This is something that we have to look at so we can try to build wealth in our families. You know, the point of this whole show is to get people to start thinking about generational wealth and doing something. So, okay, half of us don't have 3 months emergency expenses. Also, 3/4 of us have mortgages that are underwater when we're talking about homes. And if anybody knows anything about finances, home ownership is probably one of the first steps to financial freedom in America. What can we do as, you know, just like normal everyday people to get us to the point where we can save, you know, the emergency expenses that we need? Like, do you guys have any kind of tidbit of information that you can give the people out there that would allow them to maybe look at another avenue? Like I have a app called Acorn, I believe it is. So every time I use the debit card, it rounds up and it saves money. So something like that can be your avenue in to try to save a little bit of money. I also like to have an account that I don't have access to. I have one account that I don't have access to. That account is strictly basically just like if I ever put money in it, which I haven't put any money in a while, it just sits there. I don't have a debit card. I can't get the money out unless I physically go in the bank and beg for it. And then even then I have a little lock on it so I can't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So these are, you know, a couple of ways that I, you know, chose to go about saving money. So I'd like to ask you guys
Did somebody
the same
help you
thing.
do that though? Like, who did you
Yeah.
seek?
I mean, I got a couple mentors in my life. Most of them now are new people.
Okay.
You know, most of them now are, you know, these dudes right
But
here.
again, it goes
you know.
back to that. That's
Yeah.
for peace. Finding somebody who's doing what you want to do or living the life you want to live,
Yeah.
and get advice from those people. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I think that's the biggest piece. It's easy to say, well, go do this, but if you're following somebody that is where you want to be, I think that's the first
So
step.
what do you find helpful to save money for yourself?
Me, it's just because I don't really want to say it. It's so vague, but I'm just hungry to not go back to where I was. I can't. I see what my family did, and I want to do the opposite.
Absolutely.
So that's what I have, and now I'm only surrounding myself with like
People.
millionaires. Like that's who I'm hanging around with.
Right,
Because
yeah.
that's what I want to be.
Right.
So that's advice I can
what's
give.
up.
I had to look at my whole life and say, you know what? I know what I don't want.
Right.
Right.
So for us, sometimes like, well, what do you? Because we don't really know how
Can
to
you
get a
introduce some of these people to me?
Of course.
I need to hook up.
They're probably like that project.
At the table, man.
But that's what you gotta do. We know what we don't don't want, we know what it doesn't really look like.
Right.
So we got to have that person, those people to help us. To
Okay.
see
Well,
that.
Brett, how do you save, Brett?
Well, I mean, Joe said something really important earlier, and he said it's not about what you got coming in, but it's how you're like spending your money,
Yeah,
and that's super
right.
important. But I made a post today, and it said, "Without self-discipline, success is impossible." Period.
Yes.
So for me, I've been blessed to have a nice salary coming in, but I used to like just credit cards. So like one of the things that's big for me for this year is BG debt free 2019, and for me, I need to have a goal. So my goal is like, instead of spending all my money looking fly, which it's a balance. It's a balance, right? But I've really gotten serious and really wanting to save my money for business ventures because it's for the long. I'm thinking about the long term versus looking at the short
With
term.
that said, I want you to tell us about the last one that you're doing to make a little bit of money. I want to hear about that. I don't want to give the store name. I don't want to give the store name
Not yet,
because it's a secret.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a secret for now because I'm not fully there.
Stay up on the mic.
Sorry. Okay. The biggest thing too that I'm learning is like you can't be stingy with yourself. Like you have to be willing to invest in yourself. I go to free seminars. I pay for seminars. And recently, like God kind of put this woman across my path. Her name is Chelsea Honeygold, and so I'll post that too. But she was one of the most like genuine people that I have met, and she does drop shipping. So drop shipping is an opportunity for you to sell products without maintaining any sort of inventory.
Right.
So I've learned like it was a 6-week course, which you mentioned my name, she might hook you up, but. For me, it's a 6-week course, and I've learned how to build a website, which I'm not like super techie. I mean, I got an iPhone, but I'm not super duper techie. But I've learned how to build a website, which I'm going to go live on Friday, and then also how to market with like Facebook ads and things like that. So,
what kind of money does the drop shipping bring in? Sometimes I know it varies because it varies about who's going to buy from your site, but
so
what kind
when
of
I did
money
my research, I mean, drop shipping, you can be really financially successful. It's all about finding like the right products, selling the right products, selling products that you're passionate about, and also selling products like Chase said about what people want and actually need. So it's finding that need and then being able to feel that. So I mean, I've seen she's been really successful. Like I said, you can follow her. She's so open. She'll share her story. But I think in her first 6 months, she made like $60,000. So again, I mean, one thing I've learned is like the money is out there. So I started a trucking company, and going to Joe's point, man, like you don't always win, but you do win because you learn so much. If you do it right, you learn. If you take calculated risks, you will learn so much. Started a trucking company, 3 months. It was a bad truck, but we still made $21,000. I mean, and just like it was a blessing. Definitely going to get back into that because trucking is a great industry.
I know.
Yeah,
And sometimes the lesson is in the process, right?
You
have to step out there.
Yeah.
You look like my business partner.
Hey. Yeah, if you talking shmoney, I'm with it.
You look familiar. Go ahead, Joe. What were you saying, brother?
No, I mean, just sometimes you have to really take that leap, and as scary as it is, like the fear is what holds a lot of us back, right? And sometimes it's the fear of succeeding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the fear of failure, but it's the fear of succeeding sometimes. Because with that comes a level of expectation, and you might put a level of expectation on yourself that you've never had before.
Right.
And some people don't know how to maintain that, so it takes a lot for a person to do that, man.
Right.
How important is age and maturity when it comes down to making those type of decisions? Because when you like in your 20s, all you want to do is party.
But we gotta be taught, like to Chase's
Right.
point, man. Like my daughter is 8. She know what interest is. I'd be like, "Can I borrow $5?" She'd be like, "Yeah, mom, but you gotta give me 10."
It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, if you've read the book, and I recommend that to anybody out there listening, read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And for all my brothers out there, The Ways of the Superior Man, check out that book. Audio book, listen to it on your way to work.
That's a great book.
Real talk. Yeah,
But
women
like
too.
you're saying, you got the mentor. Like on my team, I have 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds who I'm helping. I'm mentoring. They're retiring from their full-time jobs. So as we get the mentorship, we have to give it.
And you just got back from a conference, right? Where
I
you
did. I'm going to another one.
and where'd you just got back? So hold up. You were in Vegas. Then where'd you go last week?
city.
She's
I've been
somewhere.
I've been
That's
somewhere
ridiculous.
all the time. Arkansas, Oklahoma. I've been traveling the world. I think it's the world, not the world. But
You say money,
but-
Chase gonna go get it.
Yeah, but you're doing this. You're doing all this on the coffee, correct?
yes.
That's crazy, man.
But I'm a mentor too. I'm a life coach.
Hey,
so I
people-
life coach young
People get out there and look up Paper Chase,
Yeah.
Chase West. Look her up. I'm sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
The Man
All that
Cave.
paper chase,
I'll get you in
all that
contact
energy,
with her.
Diamond
Yes.
Project, all of it.
We gonna be drop shipping them from our website soon. We gonna have it all up in here. Hey, listen. Hey, the room smell good. We Gucci in here. We got all. What kind of oils you got in this bag?
Listen.
We straight.
Listen, and I just got this, so I'm like super hype about it because
You got
I be-
eucalyptus
I got
and-
lime. I got cedarwood. Cedarwood is like so good for your allergies.
You ain't
I
got no
lemongrass,
kush?
I got
Oh my
sage.
No
God.
kush smell.
Hey, we working on the CBD.
Wait a minute. No, you don't have that, do you?
What, the sage?
No, what he said.
Kush.
CBD. No, listen, we gonna get
Oh,
our dispensary.
she sells CBD. She sells CBD oil too.
We gonna get that.
Hey,
No, you
she
know
said
that.
she came up. She was like this. I mean, I sell you this bottle of CBD oil for $85. I'm like, where the fuck you get CBD oil at?
Hey,
This
listen, it's all listen. But like, man, we gotta learn. Like to your point, man, we gotta teach each other. We gotta learn early. We gotta like, yo, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. I'm still mourning over that brother, but it's rest in peace.
Rest in
But man,
peace,
I'm
Nip.
not- No, I'm not gonna
Okay,
cry.
okay,
But I
okay.
mean, it's just like we gotta be there for each other in our community. We have to like we just gotta like come up.
You know what my goal is?
What's your goal, Chase?
I want to create 20 first generation millionaires.
Can we get them?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, I'm doing
How many you got?
I'm about to get my coffee. I'm about to.
Like,
we
okay,
about
let's
to
say
do
this
that.
though. So Brittany and I we're totally different businesses.
Yes. But we
And
gonna
we
support.
cool, right?
Y'all love each other, man. It's ridiculous.
Find your business that
These
involves
two be
people.
on Facebook posts going at it, just having a ball. Like, oh, I love you. I love you too. You're a great girl. Awesome. I'll tell
And I
you,
just say
man.
that, and I know this is too much, but I told Brandon, my fiance, yesterday. I said we should have Brittany. He was like, he looked like that, so I don't know what to say next. Like, I want to keep her. I want to have her.
Hey, it ain't nothing wrong. We all about unity here. We all about unity. We all about empowerment. You know, that's the purpose. The whole purpose of this show is to try to get you guys in line, you know, as well as us, so we can talk about it, open the dialogue. Until we open the dialogue and actually, you know, talk about these issues and put them in the forefront, then, you know, we're going to continuously sweep them under the rug. And for some people, you know, just like Joe said, it's a fear. They're afraid. They're afraid of their own self. They're afraid of their own success.
Who said that saying? More of us are afraid of the possibility of loss or a gain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had that fear. Like, I'm like, well, what if it, you know, how am I going to manage that? Or how am I going to, you know, and it's just like, do it. You know, God will open up a door to be able to, like, manage it all. So it's just, it is what it is.
Right. Okay.
Can I chime in on this conversation real quick?
Go ahead,
Absolutely.
big man. Go
Okay.
ahead. Get
You know-
the sound of God back there. Big Kenny.
Got some bad
you,
special
thank you.
effects on this show.
Thank you.
Voices is dropping out the room.
Well, what I want to say, I mean, because you guys are talking about business, and I'm all about business. Even starting this network, one of the things that you guys made some really good points when people trying to start the business, but you got to start off with a plan, right? Got to be patient. Got to be patient. You got to be remarkably consistent. Because even me starting this network, I've had troubles getting it started, just getting it off the ground. And things just was not working. I'm still trying to get it off the ground. You know, that 3 to 5 year stretch when you're trying to start a new business.
Yeah.
Just have a plan, stay consistent with it, learn from other people. You guys are saying all the right things. Surround yourself with people that can help you get off the ground, to help you move forward.
Yes, sir.
So that's it. Thank
And
you.
you make that first step, they will come and they will drop into your lap. Like,
What about you, Big Joe?
Yeah, so I guess for the people out in the internet world, they need to understand that like we are a really close group, right? This is not
we are.
these are not young ladies that we met off
Right,
the street. Like
exactly.
it's literally 1 degree of separation with us. So you have to understand the law of attraction, right? 'Cause it's
Right,
real.
right.
It's real, right?
It
So from the brotherly relationships that we have to the women that we attract in our lives, like we all have to be forward thinking and understanding that, you know, it takes a village, right? And we support one another. We big up one another. So
let me ask you a question as the fellas, man. Would you be interested in, like, I was interested in trying to start like just a little fellas mentor program just for some younger kids, maybe from the ages like maybe let's say 15 to 17, 18. You know, just some of the women out there, if you're single moms, you have a young kid who maybe needs some guidance, need a couple of older guys like us, gentlemen who have been through the struggle. We all from the hood kind of, and you know, also nerds too. So, you know, if you want to bring them to us, we can maybe just have a dinner, you know, Applebee's or just something, and take the guy.
So I'm definitely on board with that.
You down? How about you, Shug?
Absolutely.
Hey, look, we got God back there.
You down, Kenny? Kenny down. So we got
that's something my mother used to do. My mother was like the head custodian of the school district, right? And so she would run this summer program with these kids. They would come in and basically strip and wax the floors, and they do this work for the school, right? So at the end of that summer program, my mom would literally invite those kids that worked into her summer program to the house, right? And we'll have a big cookout for them, man. And one by one, my brother and I, we would kind of pull these kids to the side and talk to them and just kind of figure out where their heads are, give them a little bit of advice. Because sometimes at that age, you don't know. Because when I was in high school, I didn't know. You know, I really didn't know. But, you know, certain things are just innate to us, you know. So I knew at my core, I was a worker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to take any shots at the people that's career students, and they, you know, they pride themselves on going to school and getting their degrees, and you know, there's a place for everybody.
I mean, you got to approach life. You got to approach life like that.
Those things are important. So I don't want to discount those people out there that are great students. You know what I'm saying? And because that provides a life for a lot of people, you know, to get that degree and to have a career. Because I don't want to say a job, because I make good money in my career. You know what I'm saying? But my cooking is my side hustle. Yeah. You know, so until So until I'm ready to.
This show is by no means an attack on jobs.
No, I'm just,
I'm putting it out there. No, I'm putting it out. I'm putting it out there for the people so they understand. I have a job. I think we all have jobs here. So this show is not about putting down jobs or anything. It's actually about talking about second and third and fourth streams of income. That's the key. That's how we're going to get ahead. That's how we're going to catch up. That's how we're going to make things happen. You know, a lot of us, we get into this place where we always want to point at the man. You know what I'm saying? We always want to point at the man and he do. Yeah, right. But I mean, we gotta point at ourselves too. And this is an in-depth look at us. You know, and hopefully we can help you in some small way, or we can help someone next to you, or we can help someone next to you. I'm honestly going to make an announcement about that, and maybe we can get a couple of kids, mothers and fathers.
So how Joe said, just manifesting. So I have a nonprofit called Coach the Youth. It's a real 501c3. And last spring break, I got IKEA to sponsor a vision board workshop for 20 underprivileged youth.
We need them to sponsor the show.
But just put it out there. I have football players there.
Okay.
Like just through a relationship and saying that I want to help underprivileged youth. So we did that last year at IKEA.
Well, we can do that. We're gonna put it out there for any other men who may be a fan of the Man Cave. I hope there's many of you. If you're a fan of the Man Cave and you're up for you know, stepping in and maybe just having a Saturday dinner with us, or maybe a Saturday at the lake cookout, something like that, where we can all come together, bring some kids out, you know what I'm saying, that maybe just need a nudge in the right direction, and we'll be there to try to, you know, help out and do the best we can for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's so much.
Ain't no crying in the Man Cave. Ain't no crying in baseball. That really is what's up. Well, ladies, I just want to thank both of you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And I mean,
the Man Cave.
Like you guys are doing a lot of big things. I'm totally motivated. I want you guys to drop your information in the comments to this video when we put it out. You know what I'm saying? Joe, I want to thank you for being here.
Right on, brother.
You know, I appreciate you guys, you know, for coming through and making this thing a success, because like y'all paid and y'all got the money, so you know people want to hear from y'all, not me. I ain't got no money.
Let's give it back to Dave.
Y'all the ones with the bread.
This is your show. Let's give it back to you.
Yes.
Thank you for saying yes to yourself.
Yes.
Yes to this.
DC Dave.
Give it back. No, we really do appreciate
Hey, you know the
your showing
Congo's in the
people.
trunk.
Hey.
Say-
Always on standby.
Oh my God. Beating Dave.
Hey, the Congo's in the trunk. But hey, look, this weekend was awesome too. Hey, Joe, thanks a lot for this weekend. This weekend was awesome. We didn't have nothing to do, and Joe was like, "Hey, come on through. We're gonna fry a little bit of fish." And we get over there, and it's like a trough of fish and a trough of food. Thank you, brother, feeding my kids and all of that. Suge had fun with you this weekend. It was awesome. We always have a good time. We also
no
went
doubt.
live in the Man Cave. Please don't forget to go to the YouTube page.
Yes.
Go to the Facebook page. Please like, comment, subscribe. We need you guys to support the show so we can keep getting better, so we can have better shows for you guys, and you know what I'm saying? Are you girls
can we
gonna come
ask you
back
a
again?
question?
Yeah, ask me a question.
I
What you
mean,
need?
so how excited are you about the Man Cave?
Hey, look. You
I mean,
know,
we heard that this was
I'm
like
happy,
a vision
man.
of yours, and it just like kind of like came into
Yeah.
fruition. And
I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. You know, we got room for growth. We got room for error too. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be trial and
but
error.
last week I heard you had the candidate for mayor for Grand Prairie on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. Miss
pulled
Lucky
the
was
mic?
Miss Lucky was up there. You know, and good luck to Miss Lucky in her race to try to get her seat. You know what I'm saying? We got some great shows coming up. Next week we got Real Life Productions in here. They got a big following in Dallas. They are the voice of Dallas. And I mean, these guys they interview all types of people from Little Flip to Boosie. They was just with Raz B. Like, they have an actual
So we
platform.
need to tune in to next week's show.
Yeah, you guys want to tune
We're
in.
gonna like, share, whatever you need us to do.
Yeah, we got a couple good shows coming your way, man. We got a lot of big things. We met those ladies this weekend. What were they at the American College of Cannabis Research. And they want to come to the show to talk about the CBD oils, and
Holistic,
so we got
natural,
we got a lot of good stuff coming your way. We got some straight fella shows coming where we're gonna talk about, you know, men, and you know what we need to do as men to try to stay up and have some fun. And we also want to get some interaction from you people out there. You know, if you're watching the show, if you want to comment, give us some things you want to talk about, some subjects, or comment on this so we can interact with you and have a better idea of what you guys want to see, because ultimately we want to win your approval as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Tell us how you really feel.
She's so bubbly, man. You two together like a damn popcorn
We're
machine.
gonna bring the girl. All the girls taking out 10 girls in the main cave. at a
Right.
time.
Can we get the
We
whole
gonna do
crew
that,
in the
yeah.
Man Cave? I
Yeah.
mean,
We gonna get there.
a whole party,
Okay.
a party. In the,
We gonna get there.
Don't be
scared now, don't be scared.
This is amazing. Like, and I
Yes.
think like, you know, you talk about everybody else, but I mean, I really see this show blowing up, and I'm excited for you, and I'm wishing you
thank
the
you
best.
so
and
much,
you're going
man.
to
Hey, Suge, you want to come in here and give a little something, Suge?
Let's see special effects. Y'all like the invisible.
Y'all know. Now y'all trying to change the man's format now, goddammit.
Hey,
At the end of the
come
damn
on.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's okay. Say.
We'll take advantage of these last
Look,
minutes.
look, look,
Get
look.
the
I just want
beautiful
to tell y'all
faces in the
that what's
front.
that thing called, the egg?
A diffuser.
The diffuser.
It was
I called
gone.
it the golden egg, so I just like,
It was glowing.
look, I'm gonna let y'all know right now that the diffuser be working, man. Cause I just went outside, cut up, and I said, let me see if that thing gonna work. Nothing. I ain't even noticed.
That junk's sick.
No.
Yeah, the diffuser's sick. I definitely, you know, this looks like one that I had in my house that just disappeared. But, you know, it looks familiar.
You know that means you gotta buy a new one.
We need to get one permanently in the man cave. because
That's
so-
what I think.
I
Yeah.
got you.
This
You
should
know
be
what?
the man cave
I
diffuser.
think that should be, yeah.
So what about the coffee? Are you gonna leave us any coffee?
I'm gonna leave some coffee. Don't worry about it. I got it.
That's our time. Till the next time, people. The Man Cave, and we out.